Hey you guys, so we are going to continue to talk about the accomplishments of the Inca, mainly focusing on the beautiful city of Machu Picchu. This is the main thing that you're going to hear about if you hear about the Inca, is this city in the Andes Mountains in Peru. So, like I think I mentioned, I was so lucky to be able to experience this. It's again another one of the new seven wonders of the world. And when I was studying abroad in Peru to work on Spanish, to learn about the culture, I my family visited me. So this is my sister, and I was able to travel to Cusco and then to Machu Picchu, and it was truly one of the most magical, mystical places. You can just tell, like, we're in the clouds. Like the clouds are, right there. So, pretty awesome experience. Another fun tidbit, there's just alpacas. So these are kind of like llamas. They're just everywhere because that's their habitat. That's where they live. So that is something that's interesting when you go to another place, just to imagine that wildlife surrounding you at all times, like the people of the Andes today. So one thing I want to talk about is the architecture. Obviously, it's very different from the Aztecs and the Mayans, and it's different in where it's located. So I want you to think about, if it's in the mountains, first of all, getting these stones where they are, cutting them, is going to have its challenges just based on the location of where it is. So then I want you to think about, well, how did they put them together? I mean, any other materials, you're going to have to travel far. You're going to have to do a lot of work to build. So what did they use to keep these bricks over here together? You can see over here they're falling apart now, over hundreds of years. And the answer is nothing. They just cut them so perfectly at right angles, and used those mathematical skills and their technologies at the time, which is much less than we have today, to create bricks that just fit so well together that even if I tried, and this is a fact, if you try to put a blade of grass through it, you can't, because it is so well laid out that they didn't use anything to connect them, but the heaviness and the shapes. Again, we've talked about this a few times, but always notice when you think of the Inca cities, this agricultural technique of terracing. You'll see this in Southeast Asia. You'll see it, of course, in the Andes, like we're looking at. But this was an agricultural technique that helped with growing things in such a rough climate, like the mountains. And then, this was another irrigation technique. So I want you to think about the Aztecs. I want you to think about the Mayans, especially the Aztecs, because we talked about Aztec farming. Think about how that was different. Both, you could say, are equally advanced, or just both did something that was innovative. But, and if we were in school, I'd have you write about this, but we're not. So I'm going to let you skip it. So just something to think about. We're not going to have time for that. So what you're going to do today is go on a virtual field trip, and please stay tuned till the end because I'm going to explain something you do not have to do. So you get to experience Machu Picchu from your house. Obviously, I recognize it's not the exact same, but at least it can kind of, I don't know, I'm getting the bug to leave the house. So try to think about it as leaving the house, even though I know that's maybe a little unrealistic. So you're going to be able to click through, and this works on your iPads.
Architecture, which has gradually been restored, blends seamlessly with its natural setting, though the sanctuary is visited by...
So imagine you're on a tour, and you have to make sure your sound is on your iPad, but you can click through, and they're going to take you through different parts of Machu Picchu and talk about the different accomplishments of the Inca in that city. And then you're going to be filling out this chart. So I want you to pick, let's see, there is 5, 6, 7, 8. I want you to pick 7 sections to complete. Check out the bottom. It talks about alpacas. I don't know. I love alpacas. I would probably choose that one. 7 sections to learn about. So in your virtual tour, if you look at the side, it shows the different sections. They match up with your Google Doc, and you can choose to click through all of them, but you only have to fill out 7 on your sheet so that I know that you did it. You do not have to do this bottom part. This was for at school, but I'm not going to do it because it gives the people who are watching the video the advantage of not having to do it, because I do appreciate those of you who are still having integrity watching this, to make sure that you get the full learning experience. So I really do hope you enjoy this. I hope you can put yourself in the mindset of being in the Andes Mountains, in Peru, in South America, experiencing this incredible culture, even from sitting on your couch at home. So enjoy as usual. Let me know if you have questions, and make sure you turn in when you're finished.